So guys, we are now arriving in Praga or Prague or Praha, whichever it is, and we're about 32 minutes out from our hotel. Look at that. Nothing yet to see really, except our dirty windscreen. It's been a lovely little drive. I've just been crocheting away. I've almost finished my sleeve to one of the tops I'm making, and otherwise it's been very chill. As they call it, I have been a passenger princess. Anyway, I'll let you see Prague once we're there properly. Bye! So, we have arrived at our, as Mato likes to say, honest hotel. Our little room. Oh no, everything in German still. I turned on the light. Okay, you can kind of see outside. Und das macht es insgesamt zu einem richtig langen Tag, und es haben auch die Buchstatistiken festgestellt, dass eben so Einzelzeitfahren richtig ihren Tribut fordern, wie bei anderen Etappen. Logischerweise auch. So, nächste Stopp. Here we are in the center of Prague. I think the synagogue, I remember I read, is temporarily closed. Maybe just for visitors though. Maybe just for visitors. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And when she's gone, it's this crowd is waiting for the cuckoo to come out of the clock. There's like hundreds of people here to check out this cuckoo coming out. We're joining the fun because we luckily arrived 3 minutes before the top of the hour. Ah, here it comes. Out. What is this chiffon? So, we saw the clock going. We missed the cuckoo. We were at the wrong angle, most likely. There was a huge crowd and everyone cheering. It's quite funny. I think it's kind of ironic cheering. But anyway, now we're in the beautiful square. It's an amazing day. Good vibes, loads of people. Everyone's happy and ready to party. And yeah. So far, Prague, 10 out of 10. A few snacks already started. Maybe actually it's very ugly with these pips. And the view. So we are still drinking. No, this is round 2.
There's too much light on the back.
It's okay.
I'll do like this.
Round. Oh, we can swap seats.
Huh?
Swap seats.
Go. Now it's perfect. Now it's perfect.
Round 2. I'm a little tipsy, obviously. We've had some nuts, some bread, and some olives, and some traditional. And this is my husband's camera work. One could say it's lacking. It's lacking in style. But nonetheless, this is what I have to work with. There, you have control. So, we just had 2 martinis for me, 2 pilsners, full pints for Matteo, olives, nuts and some bread, garlic bread, and it came to the total plus tip of 26 francs, which is about 26 euros and probably 23 pounds. So we can say Prague is quite cheap food-wise. So. Walking through Prague, looking for a restaurant which, if it's good, we'll let you know. I think there's a lot of lads' holidays here, so if you're single, yeah, plenty of options.
What did you say?
I said that I think there's a lot of lads about, so there's plenty of options for single ladies. I think bachelor's parties as well. No, don't be gross. No. And probably bachelorettes too. On the hunt for a local restaurant which is kind of traditional while also being less touristic. So we're going to cross the bridge. Very noisy this road. Over there, guys, if you can see, it's Charles Bridge. I'm now crossing over. Matteo wants to show you guys, he's very determined now. So he's taking us over the bridge. There we are. Okay. And there is Charles Bridge. Very cool place, very crowded.
I think the light is wrong.
It's okay.
Just too dark.
Yeah, I can adjust it.
Have you seen the balloon there?
Oh yeah. You can take a cruise if you want, guys. And the castle, I believe, is on the side of the bridge. That direction. So we will let you know, huh? If the other side of the bridge is the place for dinner. Probably, but anyway, yeah. Such a nice night. It's very relaxing walking. But except that the only problem is that we've left, it's like 7:45, which is peak dinner time, so wherever we go is probably going to be very full. But never mind. Never mind, never mind. Anyway, so now we're entering on the other side of the street, which is called Mala Strana, I think, which means the lesser town. So let's see what it's like. I was planning to see this tomorrow, but Matteo's very excited by something looking very local. This is what he likes. Something authentic. Yeah. People.
Shall I check this restaurant one sec?
Okay. So we found one option for a restaurant, and now Matteo's found one which has like, I don't know, 2,000 reviews, 12,000 and 4 points. 4.6 rating, so he's like completely convinced. So let's see.
This also, I think, they are good.
It seems like Malastana is more authentic in terms of restaurants, maybe. So, yeah.
The less tourists.
Good move, maybe.
The less tourists, better the food.
Hotel thinks less tourists, better food. Fewer tourists, better food.
English.
Yeah, I just repeated what you said. The camera can also hear, so don't even try. Anyway, so let's see. My husband pretending like he can speak English, honestly. Guys, so just in case you're not sure, we are in Malastana across the bridge, which we highly recommend. It also much quieter, less tourists, lots of restaurants and bars, feeling more local if you like that vibe. Much more honest.
Choose a bait, choose a meat.
So we're going through that door just over there. If everyone's wondering, I'm getting this for dessert. Got a traditional cone thing, like a pastry with whipped cream and pistachio. Yum, yum, yum. This delicious stuff. Very good. Prova. Just some horses casually traveling through the night. Breakfast in the hotel. So good morning. It's Saturday, the 11th of May. We are now walking on our way to the city. Well, we're going to take the tram. Yesterday we walked back from the city. Took us an hour and a half to get to the hotel, but we're burning off some calories. We had breakfast at the hotel. I'll show a little clip. Nothing particularly wild. And then, yeah, got ready and now we're on our way. What I think yesterday, the last thing I showed you was a little dessert I ate. Something supposed to be traditionally from Prague. It was quite nice. It's like a pastry with kind of a donut vibe. And then all I had was pistachio with it and some cream. It was very good. Quite heavy, but it's nice. And then, yeah, this morning we are now on our way. We might visit the Prague Castle and some other few places. This is like our only day not journeying, not driving, so we'll take advantage. And it's a bit overcast, but warm and beautiful. What else can we say? Watch the Rick Steves video about Prague to get some ideas. Love Rick Steves. And yeah, let's see what we can do today. Currently in search of an antique jewelry store. Here we are on the main square, the main boulevard of Prague. Down there is the Pilsner Quell tour. It's a lot of Art Deco and Art Nouveau style here, I've noticed. Just passing a little market with mostly curios, but also cute fruits and stuff. This fruit looks so good. Wait, I want to take a photo of this fruit. By the way, you might notice in the videos there's a lot of people dressed in black with Rammstein shirts because there's a concert here this weekend. So the whole city is filled with like Rammstein lovers. It's quite funny. It's nice, but a lot of German going around and a lot of black shirts or black clothing. Anyway, now we're crossing over the Charles Bridge, I think it's called, and over to the castle. And I have to say, there's a lot of tours around if you're interested. But a lot more people. Saturday today, by the way, 11th of May. I haven't said it. Alright, let's cross this bridge and see what this castle's like. It's like a 5-minute walk across the bridge. It's quite nice. Nice views, music. It's a city of music, people. If you didn't know, which I didn't, now you know. Lots of music shows going on, people playing on the streets, beautiful classical music. Big emphasis on Vivaldi. Yeah, back to Mala Strana. That's where we came from. Yesterday, I think I didn't mention in the video that what I ate was like a, I've forgotten now the name, something chimney, like a ice cream chimney or something. I'll write it down, but it's quite delicious, the donut thing. So it's just after midday. We've just been walking through the lesser town, and anyway, and it's quite busy, partly with Rammstein fans. Everyone's drinking, not yet eating, and it's looking lovely. And now, hopefully we can get in the castle because we didn't pre-book tickets, so let's see. Guys, we're sweating, just so you know, to get up the castle steps, or up to the castle is a lot of steps. Oh, wait. To get up to the castle.
Too close.
Well, maybe you're zoomed in.
Nice, too close. Way too close.
Aspetta. Alright guys, we're climbing these stairs towards the castle, having a little sweat sesh. So if you want to know, come with your energy. I want to take this off with a mic. Yeah, so Matteo also sweating like a pig. It's quite warm as well, so that's a contributing factor. But hopefully, I'm sure it is worth it. Even if it's just to burn off the calories of this morning. But probably it's worth it because of the beauty of the castle. Look at this views. The city as well down below. Nice breeze coming through. Good vibes. Rammstein fans dotted about. You might hear a lot of German in the background, mixed with Czech. You can also dress up as a queen, as you saw there, with your knight. It's very chivalrous, calling you my lady. What else, Matteo? Anything else we can report? I love the guards. Okay, wait. Watch this. Very cool.
I really like Vivaldi.
Yeah, told you. Hello, my name is Kash Moskovic, and we're here today in Prague. You think they have to walk in a very specific way?
Position.
And here we have the famous Art Deco stained glass window of the cathedral. So you can see the detail. I will explain a little bit outside.
Mein Bauch ein bisschen kaschiert, ja. Guck mal an.
Stare Królewski Pałac, the old royal palace this is. So here we are in the old royal palace, which is Stare Królewski Pałac. So cute.
Take it.
We were just in the, I think, Ciet Hall, C-I-E-T, Chet Hall maybe, which is kind of like with the king's royal seat and his crown. And this is called, this one over here that I'm in, this big one, Władysław Hall. Władysław. We came up to this. So that green thing you saw in the background is a the green thing was a heater. It was actually working, so the room was super warm, although it's spring. I'm not sure. I think they put coal inside. I'm not sure. Actually, we need to look up how it works. Maybe. Yeah, it's true, but I think it's exiting from above. Hot stones, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so it's quite cool. So it's a very warm room, or it's very warm inside. After reading the history from ChatGPT. What is ChatGPT saying?
St. George.
While Matteo's checking for information, we're in St. George's Cathedral or Chapel. So let me just correct myself. It's St. George's Basilica, and it's one of the oldest basilicas in Prague. It's really beautiful. I really love it. It's very honest in terms of very clean architecture. No, not like our quite superior. Rustic. It's very rustic. By what? By honest. Truth to the materials. Nothing covering it up. Beautiful wood ceiling. Just like I would imagine our future home to be. Old school style. St. George slaying the dragon. Poor dragon, to a certain degree. Alright, so to do a quick summary of what we've seen so far, we've gone into the St. Vitus Cathedral, which is where the patron saint, the first saint of Slavic, the first saint of Slavic origins was, and that was his cathedral, and he's, I think, the patron saint of the city. Then we went into the Stara Królewski Palace, which is the old royal palace, which had a nice giant hall and some internal internal buildings. It was quite cool. It was also heated by some natural, I don't know, like these ceramic kind of chimneys, the big green things that you saw on the video. And then we went to St. George's Basilica, which so far my favorite. Was really beautiful inside. And Matteo says, and this is the last stop actually, now we're going to the Golden Lane. Let's see.
I don't know if you know what I mean, eh?
Don't listen to him. And actually, just to not point out, but to make note of, when you want to do the audio guide tour, you have to put down in cash a deposit which is the equivalent of 20 euros. We didn't have cash, so we couldn't do that, so we couldn't do the audio guide, but that's something to keep in mind. Maybe you need a bit of cash here if you want to do that. The view from Prague Castle, one of the sides. We just came out of the Gold Lane, and this is what we came to. This is some sort of tower you can visit. We're not going to. This is some grand villa.
Okay, bunny, let's go. We are now taking a video of the bunny exiting to close. Where are you?
Alright, so the last stop was the Golden Lane, which is lovely. No. And there was there? You could go up where there was a big queue and you could see like some armor from the old days. And then at the very end was like a torture chamber. Not really sure if it's worth the queue, but you can. And then after that you could just explore the little houses. One of which was a house which Kafka lived in. He's a famous literary person. Anyway, writer in Czech. So yeah, it's cute, the little Golden Lane, and then you exit. Come to the most cute cafe you can imagine, recommended by a local. And we have a strawberry iced matcha. Matteo's having a monk bowl and me a summer salad. This is my favorite place now. Thank you. Yum, yum, yum. Guys, we're just leaving now what's called the Monk Bistro, Bistro Monk. And I have to say, the best meal ever. It was delicious. It's not cheap. Matteo says Western European prices, which to be fair is true. Alright, anyway, so it was 50 francs, Swiss francs, which is how much in this krona? Can I see the krona price? 1,100 krona, so you convert it to whatever. But yeah, I think, in my opinion, it's going to be a controversial one, but I liked it. I think it was worth it. Whereas yesterday's cost 42 francs, and to be honest, it wasn't really worth it. Yeah, so best meal here, not exactly traditional Czech food though. So, oh well. I ate a strawberry salad with ghost cheese. Matteo ate like a monk's bowl. Yeah, there was no meat. What did yours have? Like hummus, avocado, and then he had some bread, granola bowl. And then we had some fancy drinks. Matteo had like a ginger hot drink, and I had a strawberry and matcha cold ice drink latte. Very good. Anyway, I'm very happy. Matteo semi-happy because he would prefer having meat in order to justify. Anyway, now we continue exploring the city. So now we're going back over the Charles Bridge, going back into the old town from the lesser city from behind. So, and now we're going to go towards the Jewish quarter. So now we've entered the beautiful Jewish quarter of Prague. I'll show you around a bit, it's very beautiful here. That's true. Or like Notting Hill. Ah, okay. It's closed on Saturdays due to Shabbat.
There is all sides are closed on Saturday due to Shabbat.
So now we are on the posh street with Prada, some fine jewelry, Halada, what else? Yves Saint Laurent, Hermes, Furla. Anyway, just check. We're just shopping real quick.
You get the G's.
You see this magic? How they create watches. Let's see how it happens to this gold lump. I'm desperate to know.
Money for two.
Oh wow, amazing. Alright, I'm not going to take you through the whole of this posh area. It's cute, but you can look yourself if you want to come. While I just explore with Matteo because he's in a funny mood and making silly sounds. So exactly. Can you hear that? Yes, he was the dog in the background. So catch you soon. So we passed some of the fancy shops like Louis Vuitton and all that, and now we're back kind of in a more Jewish area, and we're seeing some cute Jewish shops. I think most of the Jewish owned things maybe are all closed because it's Saturday, so it's Shabbat, but it's very nice here. This is I think a synagogue. So we're just continuing to explore the city. We've been in the Jewish quarter, which was very beautiful. We took a rest in the sun in a little island in the middle of the road with some benches. I should say my battery is very low, so that's why I'm kind of saying, just in case I might only see you again back in the hotel. And tomorrow really is just driving, so it's a bit boring. But yeah, it's been an amazing holiday. Prague, possibly one of my number one cities. I'm not allowed to say absolute number one, but it's amazing. Hold on, it's music. So anyway, so now we're continuing exploring, and then I just realized we're missing one important spot in Prague, which is the which is the dancing building. Okay, I'm gonna stop. We're in Prague, we're watching the Eurovision in the background. It is the 11th of May 2024, and yeah, we're deciding to have a dinner in the night before we drive back 7 hours to Basel. And this is me eating a still piece of lettuce, hence my weird chewing. So good morning, it's Sunday in Prague. However, we've just checked out of a hotel, we've had breakfast. I didn't show that, I was lazy to video, but it's nothing interesting, it was alright. And now we are going on our way back to Basel. Boo! Prague has been amazing, I've loved it so much, but yeah, now we have to go back home. It's going to be about a 7-hour drive if we were to go non-stop, but I'm sure we're going to make stops along the way. So I suspect we're going to be home after about 10 hours, maybe less, 8, and then which will bring us home to be around 6 p.m. we think. So I just wanted to summarize the holiday quickly because it's been amazing. So first of all, where did we go? We started from Basel, we drove to Heidelberg, we drove then to, on the same day, which was a Thursday, and slept over in Rothenburg up the Tauber. And then on Friday, we drove from Rothenburg up the Tauber to Prague. Then in Prague we stayed 2 nights, and now we're leaving on Sunday. So Heidelberg, beautiful place. We went up to the castle, we explored the town, we had a little sandwich for lunch there, had some coffee, did a little hike up the hill to the castle and explored that. We also paid the entrance to get in, and there inside there was like a free little pharmacy museum.
Turn right onto the ramp.
Excuse Google Maps.
Here. Wait.
So yes, so that was really cute. I would definitely go again, or recommend it for sure. So Heidelberg was very cute, and it was like really a great atmosphere. There was loads of tourists there, loads of people, loads of young people milling around, lots of cute shops. There was a few like cute antique shops, and I found the cutest little watch for a great deal. So I'm really happy about that. A mechanic watch as well. Matteo is getting me into watches a bit, which is probably bad. Then what else? So then we drove to Rothenburg up the Tauber, which was like a much smaller town and even cuter, like aesthetic for days. So if that's what you love, it's kind of, if you know the Cotswolds, it's giving Cotswolds vibes. It has like really medieval kind of architecture, very green all around. Even the residential properties around the old town are really lovely, and beyond it. We stayed in a little cute hotel there for the night. We had a delicious traditional German dinner there, because obviously Heidelberg and Rothenburg up the Tauber are in Germany. And what did we have? We had some drinks there. Matteo had a great beer, I have to say. It was really tasty. Although I drank, I actually also drank a beer. I had a, what is it called? The beer with the lemonade in it. Oh yeah, I had a Rattler, like a half pint, very nice. Yeah, and then we had an ice cream. The ice cream was nothing to write home about, but that's fine. It's not a German speciality. Yeah, and then the next morning we went exploring again. I think that night we passed out, we were quite tired.
Turn right onto the ramp. then turn right onto the ramp.
Just let Google Maps talk over me. Anyway, so then we went the next morning. We did our 4-hour drive on the way to Prague. We wanted to get there as soon as possible. We did like a few stops in petrol stations, grabbed some drinks. We stopped at one petrol station which had chickens in it. I think I've shown you, which is quite
Turn
funny.
right onto the ramp.
Even on the actually on the first leg of the journey, we saw a little dog in a car, which Matilda took a video of. It was very cute while we're stuck in traffic. And yeah, so then we arrived in Prague. We started exploring after we checked into the hotel, and it's such a nice city. Also, that city is really a vibe. It's so energetic, so many young people, such a beautiful place, very clean, beautiful architecture, like a mix of Art Nouveau and Art Deco. I loved it. It's so nicely designed. It's such a good city. Definitely one of my top places I've been to, and I would definitely go again. And there's just a lot of culture there as well. We went to visit the castle. So the first evening, which was Friday evening, we just explored around. We entered through the Jewish quarter, which is very beautiful, and then over there is also like a big boulevard with like Louis Vuitton and all of these high-end brands. And then you will see loads of, beyond that, some synagogues and things. It's a very, very nice neighborhood. And then you go into the old town, and then so we explored that too. We went to the very famous Charles Bridge. Loads of people, but it's not like that you can't walk. I mean, if you've been to London and Oxford Street, it's pretty intense, but this was not as bad at all. So it's quite nice. You can even get a photograph. They have cute little artists on the bridge, some of them making music, some of them painting, some of them just selling, you know, random curios representing Czech or Prague. Yeah, and then on the other side of the bridge you find Lesser Town, or Mala Strana, I think it's called in Czech. And over there is also the castle, and so that's also a beautiful area to explore. And I think the first evening we actually ate there. We tried to go and find a traditional restaurant. We thought we would escape the more touristic place by crossing the bridge. I think we didn't go far enough, or we went too far and re-entered the touristic area. So that restaurant was, let's say, average. Wouldn't recommend it. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't a tragic meal, and we tried to eat something that was supposedly traditionally Czech, but I'm sure the Czech food is amazing, but that didn't sell it. So yeah, I had like some ribs with some potato chips or something, which doesn't even sound, but it supposedly was something traditional Czech. And Matteo had like goulash with also potatoes and something probably pickled, I don't know. So yeah, I think his was probably better than mine, but nonetheless overall, you know, whatever. In Romania we had amazing food, but I think we just managed to find the right restaurants. I think that's the trick. Maybe if we went to like a Czech grandmother's house, we would have been mind blown. Yeah, anyway, and then after that I had a chimney cake, which is a traditional Czech dessert, which is kind of like a donut in the shape of a cone, and then inside you can either put ice cream or cream, and then also usually have like a pistachio cream or something else, and sometimes also so that's fruits with like banana and strawberries. I went for relatively simple, definitely no fruits because Matteo hates it, and I thought he would eat some. He didn't eat much though. He was too full from dinner, and so I went for pistachio cream with cream, no ice cream, because I think ice cream is a bit heavy. Yeah, but it's nice. I think it's a dessert.
600 meters. Keep left at the fork.
A dessert which is more worth sharing. Yeah, and then we just did a long walk back to the hotel. So we did like an hour and a half walk. So we
turn right, then turn right.
We burnt off all of the.
Turn right.
Okay, we have.
Turn right.
Google Maps was freaking out because we're in a tunnel, she can't reach us. Anyway, so then we had, what is it? Oh yeah, then we had that hour and a half walk back to our hotel. So it was really nice because it burnt all the calories. It was intense though. By the time we got back, even though I think it was only like 10:30, we were tired. We were ready for bed, at least me very much. Matteo, we were tired. And then Saturday, so then our Saturday was our full day in the city where we weren't driving or anything, so that was great. We started by just exploring the town. It was so nice. It was just really great to absorb the city vibes. Well, before that we had a little breakfast at the hotel, so that was alright. And then in the city, what did we think again? We're just an old town across the Charles Bridge. We're just going all around in different sections. And we went to like a beautiful little watch shop where there were antique watch shop, and there they sell the Czech watches, which is called Prem, I think it's called. I think mechanical watches. So we saw a few of those because it's my husband's little hobby, but you know, it's quite cool just to have a look. It was a very cool watch shop in general. There's quite a few antiques actually in Prague, which is so nice. I love antique shops. And then we, after doing a bit of exploring around, I think midday, we went to the castle, which is across the bridge again through in Malastrana side, lesser town. And over there we climbed to the top and we took a look around. We bought some tickets to enter into the castle, like buildings as well as churches. And just to keep in mind, I love an audio guide, even though it does extend. Okay.
I'm gonna stop.
Okay, pause. Coming back now. Alright, so here I am to continue the story. We just needed to get out of the city. So where was I? We were up, in the castle. It was really nice. So just to keep in mind, if you want the audio guide, which I usually love, although we were trying to be efficient because it's such a nice day, we didn't want to stay in there so long, although it's not that much inside. But even though we inquired about the audio guide, you needed to give a cash deposit of 20 euros, which we didn't have any cash, we only had a card, so that removed us from that option. So we just went by ourselves. We bought the entrance, and I think, I can't remember now in euros, it's 450 krona, so it's what? No, I can't remember. Maybe 15 euros, I think. Yeah, something like that. So then we went around. We went first in, so it depends what type of entrance you bought. You could go into different sections. So we went one where we could go into the Cathedral of Saint Vitus, which is like the patron saint, I think, of Lithuania, and the first Slavic saint or person that was ever sainted, received sainthood. So he's pretty important for the people of Czech Republic. So then we went into the beautiful church. It had like a really beautiful stained glass windows, which is one of my favorite architectural features of a church, and in general I would love all buildings to have stained glass windows, and they were in like an Art Nouveau style, which made it even cooler. Then we went into, it was like, I think, the palace, the old royal palace, you would have seen, which had like a big hall, had a few rooms, and it was actually really warm in there, because typically, even though it was warm outside, these palaces indoors are quite cold, because they had these traditional heaters on, like these big huge ceramic heaters, which I can't remember, maybe hot coals inside, I'm not too sure how it's heated, but inside the rooms functioning. So if you put your hand close to it, you couldn't touch it, but if you put it close to it, you could feel the heat like emanating. Yeah. And then we went to, so there was 4 stops, and then the third stop we went to like another, I think this was a basilica of, who was it? Do you remember the basilica's name? Can't remember now, but I'll write the name here. But anyway, you would have seen, I went to this basilica, and this one was much more, I don't know if I can say rustic. It was like very much truth to materials in terms of like a clean, like cream stone, no excessive kind of decoration or anything like that. It was very beautiful, actually. I think I love this one even more. And then from there, actually funny enough, in that point I folded away my ticket and couldn't find where I'd put it. So then we went on to the final stop. We get there and I'm like, where's my ticket? And then I was like, maybe I like pulled it out of my pocket by mistake and lost it. So then I retraced my steps, went back into that basilica, and when I was there, the guy was like, I was trying to speak to him initially in English, and I was like, no, I just lost my ticket if you don't mind, because I was trying to reverse back in to the exits. And I just thought maybe I dropped it somewhere there. And at first, like, we couldn't understand each other. He's like, no, you need to buy a ticket. I'm like, no, I already have a ticket. And then I switched to Polish, and the understanding was perfect. So then, because Czech is quite similar to Polish, so then he let me go through, checked around, couldn't find it anyway. Matteo was waiting for me by the last stop, which was the Golden Lane, I think it's called. And then we got back, and the guy there was super nice. He's like, don't worry, because Matteo had a ticket and we were clearly together. So he's just like, yeah, okay, it's fine, go through. Then we explored that part. We stayed in a really long queue, going up like this to like the first room you can enter across this lane of like little tiny houses. I just realized my mom was saying something about tiny houses and how cute they were, and she recommended for me to go, and I said I missed it, but I actually think she meant this Golden Lane. I need to tell her. Anyway, so then we went and up this first thing, and it was quite a long queue. I don't know, we stood there like 15-20 minutes maybe. And then you could see a lot of like medieval armor, which was quite cool, but it was a bit long. And when I didn't realize really what we were queuing for, I thought it was just people taking long to look at this armor. But then there was supposedly something at the end of the tunnel, which was a torture chamber or like torture equipment. But it was literally one room showing this stuff. It was like not that interesting. And then there was like a toilet where people had thrown coins into it for good luck. I can show it here on the screen. I think I took some photos, I didn't take videos. Then we went out of there. Then there was a few other types of rooms, like showing like a traditional like ceramic workshop and something else. Again, I'll show some photos here if I haven't earlier. And then along the way is all kinds of little houses showing how they used to live back then. And then one was, what is his name? Kafka. Oh yeah. And then one of these little houses where Kafka lived for a while, so you got to see inside there. And he's a famous writer and poet, I think, and literary of Czech, so he was pretty important. So we saw that like in a sewing room and all kinds, and they were all tiny and cute. Yeah, and that was the end of the Golden Lane. And then obviously there's a bunch of like little shops with bless you, with curios. So we obviously, well, not obviously you can't stop there. Took a little glance in, but not really into buying that kind of stuff, but it's always fun to look at. And then we left, and then we went back down into the old town. We looked through, I think, again the Jewish quarter, because we just passed through the last time. It was so pretty. We took even a little break because we've been walking around for quite a few hours by then. Oh yeah, and then we wanted to grab a late lunch. I think by now it was like 3 or 4 p.m. And initially we saw this little cafe brunch spot. We wanted something relatively light, but they only had nothing we were interested in. We were looking for a place which maybe had some salads, some more variety, and they hadn't, also half the menu was not available, but they were very nice. And then I asked them if they had a recommendation for a place which had salads, and this guy said, oh, just around the corner is this really nice restaurant he recommends, which was called Bistro Monk. So we went there, and this guy was on point. Yes, it was amazing. So okay, it was not traditional Czech food for sure. It's more like a hipster cafe sort of thing, which is really up my alley. So I had like what was called a summer salad with goat cheese and strawberries, I loved, and with like a little bowl of granola and yogurt on the side. And Matteo had what I think was called a monk's bowl, or their version of a monk's bowl, which had like hummus, also salad, maybe some sort of grains, I think, and he had some toast. And he had like a ginger sort of drink, you know, actually it was a warm drink, but I think he really enjoyed it. And I had like a matcha and strawberry latte. So good, everything was amazing. I was in love. Yeah, that is like, I wish that was in Basel. That was the place to be, so I really recommend that place. I will link all these places I mentioned below, so you can easily go find it and navigate it yourself. And then after that, yeah, we just continued exploring, walking around the city, absorbing up the last of it. And then we went another big spot after we just were checking out still the old town. We went to the dancing house, which is quite famous, which we took the metro actually to go there. It was quite quick on the metro, it's like 3 stops, but if we'd walked it would have been half an hour or so, which isn't too bad. But at the end of the day, we just wanted to get there. And then once we were there, took some dummy photos. It was a very beautiful little fun piece of architecture. And then we were right by the river, so then we went for a drink. We had an aperitivo, although it was not really espresso. Matteo had a nice traditional Czech beer, which he enjoyed more than he had the day before, Pilsner Quell, and he wasn't that into it, but this... Right, so then, and then I just had a Prosecco, and we celebrated our last evening as the sun went down, and yeah, and then we actually did a little bit of grocery shopping, and we decided we're going to have, because we needed an early night before we made our way, which is what we're doing now, back to Basel. As I said, it's like a 7-8 hour drive. I think now we're stuck in traffic, so it's going to be longer. Yeah, so then we did some grocery shopping, grabbed some food. I think that was actually just before we came to the dancing house. And then we had like a little picnic in the hotel and watched Eurovision, which was fun. Like Matteo introduced me to this even idea of Eurovision. I didn't know it existed before. It's quite funny, so it's good for a bit of banter, so a bit of silly watching, but it's also nice to have a little tradition. And Switzerland won this year, funny enough, so hey, maybe next year we're going to go watch Eurovision. Why not? You got to do it, you know, maybe once in life, go see a live kind of TV show. So that would be cool if we really could. And yeah, so that was our amazing 4-day weekend, although it's really 3 days plus 1 day of driving at the very end. Thank you so much if you've been watching all the way to this end. I've really enjoyed recording it. I've loved this holiday. I've loved every stop we've made, so I really recommend them all. I hope you have a lovely day, a lovely life, and if you want, you can like and subscribe because I'm going to be doing